excited to share the news with you. Coming to you live from Silverthorne, Colorado, where I'm staying at a hotel. Folks, this is wild. Wait till you just. I did not know what I was in for here. This is. Just, I gotta tell you where I'm staying and the vibes I'm getting here are a little. Okay, but do me a favor, smash that like, chat in with where you're from. Okay, so this room is like, I don't know if it's 12 by 12 or no, maybe 12 by 10. It's not much bigger than a single art fair booth, okay? But it's shared bathroom. And I'm thinking, you go to a place and like there's a door and, like it's a shared bathroom, outside. I've stayed at like Voss's Birchwood Lodge and there's like a shared bathroom. And then, if people are using it, people are using it. Well, no. There's probably like 7, 8 rooms using the same bathroom. And folks, take a guess at what the sign says outside the bathroom door, okay? Which has 4 sinks, 3 stalls, 3 showers. What do you guys think that it says? It gets better. Just wait, there's more, okay? Come on. Hey, good to see you on from New Hampshire. Ozzy, good to see you. Gainesville, Georgia. Wait till you hear what's going on in Georgia. I mean, you guys have probably heard about the Fonnie Willis thing, but there's another grand jury issue going on here that's exciting too. Okay? A sunburn, yeah, from elk hunting. I think I got sunburned too. I mean, the pronghorn hunting is what really did it. But no, come on, what do you guys think the sign says on the bathroom? Unisex, his and hers? No. In fact, I should actually just walk you out there. This is next level weird, okay? Just wait. Let me see, I gotta have my key to get back in to my room. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm taking you guys for a walk. Okay. All right, you guys get ready for this. Oh, look at they got painted. Okay, hold on. Get ready. Take your bear spray. Okay, so you know what I did? Okay, so I got here early. And you know what I did? Because like I've been out elk hunting for a while, so I'm kind of a little rank, okay, folks. I mean, between pronghorn hunting in 90 some odd degrees and then the elk hunting, I was a little rank. And I'm like, I got this place because like I didn't know what it was, okay. So I'm just thinking, I need a shower and a bed. So I just found the cheapest place. And it seemed kind of cool, they got like a common area and everything. All genders, all the time. I'm totally not kidding. So I'm thinking, okay, I got here early. I got checked in early, okay? So I'm like, I'm gonna go use the shower, the stall, and everything real quick. Now, you're thinking to yourself, Neil, like, what have you gotten yourself into? And I'm thinking, I know, right? Okay, but so I go use it. Nobody's in there, but the stalls do have fully closed doors. Okay, and the shower stalls do too, and they got room to change. So it's not, but I don't know what the all genders means. But anyways, I just didn't want to be in there when other people were in there. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm just thinking to myself, look, I was at so I stopped at a hotel in the Black Hills, okay, the night before I went pronghorn hunting with my son. And get what the guy told me, because they had a hot tub. I'm like, shoot, I said, I forgot my suit, because, I'm like taking a hot tub. And the guy looks at me and goes, well, Your, it's just whatever your comfort level is. He goes, well, it's your comfort. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Your comfort. I don't have swim trunks. What do you mean your comfort? This is a different trip. I'm just saying. I just. So then, wait. It gets better. It gets better. So, do you know what the password is? Please take a guess to get on the Wi-Fi here. Anybody want to take a guess at what the dang password is? Oh, and then I got a text from him because tomorrow, I know, Katerina, because tomorrow night is trivia night. I got a text on my phone. Guess what kind of trivia it is, and guess the password. Oh, somebody got it. Yes, it's rainbow and a series of numbers. Okay. Now, they don't understand. It's the sign of the Noahic covenant. Okay. But, so that's that. Guess what the trivia was? Guess what the trivia was? It was drag trivia. Like, for drag trivia. I don't know what to do but laugh. Okay, now hold on. Just so y'all know, so you don't ever stay here. I'd already paid and I needed a place and there wasn't a lot of options, okay? I think I had to do too many puffs. No, I am in Colorado, but I haven't been imbibing in their little wacky tobacco, okay? But just so you know, if you're ever running through Silverthorne, you just don't book your room at the Block Hotel. But the people here, like the people staying here, seem pretty normal. I will say that. Like, so I'm looking around thinking I'm gonna have a bunch of Fruit Loops staying here. No, I mean it's couples and there's a gal and her kid and all this other stuff. So nobody, like the people staying here aren't as weird as the place is. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. I mean, I got the cheaper room that had the shared restroom because I just didn't think anything of it. I thought it'd be like Voss's Birchwood Lodge, So, anyhow, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna go have breakfast and I'm gonna go kill an elk. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. I had to move. See, and part of the reason I'm over here is because the unit I was in, I wasn't getting elk, so they just weren't around. So I had to. You got to be willing to move when you're elk hunting. Okay. No, I'm not eating breakfast here. Okay, that's not it. I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna meet a friend. We're gonna grab breakfast. All right. By the way, you can give George grief because he hasn't. I told him today he's going to get together with me in Denver. He wants to just get together and do a live stream with me in Denver. But he just, yeah, George, you can go give him grief because he just doesn't. He doesn't want to man up to the mountains. All right, but on to other things. Okay, this is so great. Actually, George is the one who told me about Fonnie Willis because obviously I'm out, in the mountains. Okay, listen to this. Okay, so you guys probably have heard this already, but the Georgia Supreme Court just smacked Fani Willis down. How many of you have heard this? Because I think this news broke this morning. I think this is from like 12 hours ago. How many of you are like know already about Fani Willis and the fact that the Georgia Supreme Court smacked her down? Georgia's a pansy, exactly. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so a lot of you don't. Listen to this, guys and gals. This is exciting. The Georgia Supreme Court has declined to hear Fani Willis's appeal of her removal from the Trump election case. Oh, it had to pain the AP to write this. Listen to this. So from the AP, Georgia's highest court has declined to consider Fulton County District. Well, wait till you, and those of you who've heard it, wait till you hear Fanny's response. Okay. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Fani. Fani, folks. Fani. Okay. Georgia's Supreme Highest Court has declined to consider Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis's appeal of her removal from the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump and others, citing an appearance of impropriety. Appearance, okay. Neil, this is for you to get some sunblock, Neil. Glad you're not the only straight person there. God bless. Thanks, Psalm 91. I figure it's a ministry opportunity, right? Anyways. I've got a Bible actually that I'm meaning to give to somebody. So hopefully I'll find somebody here, just as I'm milling about, although I'm so tired, I'm gonna get some sleep. Okay. But appearance of impropriety. Citing, and that's what they do. They put it in quotes. The AP, it's paining them to write this. It's so beautiful. Citing an appearance of impropriety created by a romantic relationship Willis had with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, whom she had hired to lead the case. The Georgia Court of Appeals in December ruled that Willis and her office could not continue to prosecute the case. Now, I want to go to something here, okay, Mike Davis said. Okay, and I'm going to get back to the AP because you got to hear what Fani's plans are now. Okay. Mike Davis. Fani Willis hired her dumb, unqualified boyfriend to go after Trump and 18 others. Big Fani, or Fanny, paid Nathan Wade $700,000 in taxpayer funds. She took illegal kickbacks. She lied about them under oath. She got disqualified. The Georgia Supreme Court declined to hear her appeal. Big Fanny must go to prison. Big Fanny must go to prison. Okay? All right. Let me see here. I saw somebody said they needed a Bible in northern Wisconsin. Hold on. Luella Malone. Luella, you're going to have to reach out to me through my merch store, and I'll mail it off to you. It's a which one? It's not ESV. ESV is which I have, but it's the one that's just pretty much like ESV. Whatever. Anyways, so I think it's important to remember what Mike Davis says here in all of this, because Big Fanny does need to go to prison. The Georgia Supreme Court, if they've cited the appearance of impropriety and are disqualifying her from the case, it's because this impropriety was real, you understand. It's not about her being a strong black woman like she says, okay? That's not what it's about. She broke the law, okay? Trump hailed the court's ruling as a great decision. Can you imagine Fani Willis having to hear that, okay? Trump hailed the court's ruling as a great decision and called Willis's prosecution of him and others for their attempts to overturn Trump's 2020 election loss in Georgia's rig case to start off with. What Fani Willis did to innocent people, patriots that love our country, what she did to them by indicting them and destroying them, she should be put in jail, Trump told the reporters. Ashley Merchant, who exposed Willis's romantic relationship with Wade as defense attorney for Trump co-defendant Michael Roman, said, "We hope this will finally close this chapter." By the way, folks, Michael Roman, it's very important to note, in the Trump electors case, okay, how many of you know who Michael Roman is? How many of you know who Michael Roman is and what he did? This trivia, okay, I'll give you the golden star if you can answer this. What was Michael Roman's job? You need to know just how stupid it was to try this case, okay? What was Michael Roman's job? Okay, Michelle says lawyer. Don't remember. Come on, somebody's got to get this. This is a big deal. Somebody out there's got it. Okay, no one's getting it. There it is. Sean Ruckus got it. Give Sean the golden star. He finds dirt on people. He is one of the lead opposition research people. Okay? In Washington, D.C., people look to him to do opposition research on the, opposing candidates. So what did she think was going to happen? He did. I'm sure Ashley Merchant got the news from Michael Roman. What a fool. Okay? So this is how this is people this is why it's so beautiful that everything the left does backfires on them. Exactly like this whole thing. God, oh Lord. Mm. Charlie Kirk, losing Charlie Kirk is a huge loss, people. It's a huge loss. He I said it the other night, but he was a bright light, and darkness always wants to extinguish the brightest light. But here's the problem. This isn't a light bulb that you put out, okay? This is a fire that you tried to put out, but instead spread. That's why we now have 35,000 requests, and I'm sure the number's even higher now, for Turning Point chapters across the nation, when currently they don't even have, they have 3,500, okay, presence on 3,500, but I think it's only like 2,000 to 2,500 chapters. And now they have 35,000 chapter requests, and it's probably even more. Everything they do works against them. Remember when they shot Trump? Worked against them. And the other thing that we are now learning, and all of America is learning, is how the George Floyd riots, remember this? When you had the riots with George Floyd, okay, 37,000 it's up to now? Cool. With the George Floyd riots, for a criminal fentanyl addict who OD'd, and then you have Charlie Kirk. And for the one, they have riots, and for the other, then try and make him a hero and a martyr. For the one, we actually have a hero and a martyr in Charlie Kirk, and we have prayer vigils. Okay? And that is the answer. You show the difference. Okay? Talked about this the other night, but folks, I mean, this this book contains the words of life. Right here. Right here. If you want to know the words of life, it's right here. Okay? Because what sets you free? It says so in here. The truth. And they can't silence it. Okay? Now, back to Fani Willis, though. It still breaks my heart, though. Man, I tell you, it really does. I mean, I did not watch the video. I don't ever want to see the video. Okay? I mean, what is wrong with the? It's demonic, folks. So this is again. I just, Father, it is absolutely demonic. That's why the battle we fight is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, and it's evil, folks. Okay, and these kids who are duped into this, I really do feel bad for them. There's a higher evil in the doctors and the hospitals and the politicians. Did you know that it was just outed today was the New York State's Democrat guidebook on how to basically sell kids on the fact that they're being tranny, being tricks and tips on selling them on this? Yeah, Janelle, you're right. The worst part is they don't see the evilness because their eyes have been blinded. They have a seared conscience. That's in the Bible too. I think whoever it was from northern Wisconsin, Luella, or I forget the name right now. The link might not be in this one, but if you look at my other videos, the link to my merch store will be there. I haven't really been doing a lot with that lately. I should get that. I've got a guy. I should really get some new stuff up there for you guys. Okay, so but Willis. Okay, let's get back to Fani Willis. Willis's office will clear the way for a new prosecutor. Listen to this. Willis said she disagreed with the court's decision, but would direct her office to make the case file and evidence available to the Prosecuting Attorneys Council of Georgia so it can appoint a new prosecutor to replace her. So she's trying to get a new prosecutor. Okay? I hope that whoever is assigned to handle the case, she'd talk like this though, because she's a strong, independent black woman. Smash that like, folks. This is a good stream. You had to, I mean, the opening to it was great. Oh, and since we're talking about Georgia and Georgia elections, and since this is actually, well, the other case that I'm going to talk about in Georgia is the one that proved Mike Lindell was not a conspiracy theorist because they hacked the machine with the ballpoint pen right in front of the judge. Go support Mike at mypillow.com/lumberjack for big savings on the best sleep products available. Seriously, go get some stuff. You're looking for Christmas gifts, go support Mike Lindell. He laid it on the line. He laid it all on the line. Absolutely everything on the line. I mean, he was looking at hundreds of millions of dollars between legal bills and every bit of lawfare they threw at him, and Dominion, all of it. Okay. All right. So here's Fani Willis. I hope that whoever is assigned to handle this case will have the courage to do what the evidence and the law demand, Willis said in an emailed statement. So she's trying to get into a prosecutor, and this is her statement. Willis in January asked the Georgia Supreme Court to review the ruling, and the High Court on Tuesday declined in a 4-3 decision to take up the case. One judge didn't participate, and one judge was disqualified. Wait, Psalm 91, this is to cover the cost for the person that requested a Bible, Neil. Well, thank you, Psalm 91, pray 247, okay? All right. Well, thank you. 'Cause I got it out of the car. I already bought it. So now it's already there. Let's see. Okay, but listen to this. This is where it gets good. That means it will be up to the prosecuting attorney's counsel to find another prosecutor to take the case. The counsel's executive director, Pete Skandalakis, said Tuesday he will begin searching for a new prosecutor to replace Willis, but didn't know how long it might take. He doesn't know how long it might take because you know what, folks? No one wants to take it. No one wants to take this case. No one's going to take this case. Okay? I'm telling you, man. Skandalakis said that once the new prosecutor is appointed, it is up to him or her what to do with the case. The person could continue on the track that Willis has taken, decide to pursue only some charges, or dismiss the case altogether. It could be difficult to find a prosecutor. This is from the AP. Listen, they know, they're smart enough to figure this out. I hadn't even read this far. It could be difficult to find a prosecutor willing to take the case given its complex nature and the resources required. No, it could be impossible to find someone to take the case because it's a sham. It's a freaking sham, okay? Let's just get real. But folks, feds want the warehouse ballot. So if you remember, I had Garland Favorito on the other week, and we were talking about this because the Department of Justice had kind of been notified of what was going on, and they had taken an interest in the case. Well, now, from Amuse on X, the grand jury knock at Fulton's door, a transparency reckoning. President Trump has made mail voting a first-order problem, not an afterthought. He has directed states to stop accepting mail-in ballots as a matter of ordinary practice, and he has assigned Edward R. Martin Jr., Associate Deputy Attorney General, to lead a federal inquiry into the integrity risks that mail ballots present. Martin's initial focus is Fulton County, Georgia, where roughly 148,000 absentee ballots from 2020 still sit under seal in a county warehouse. A federal grand jury has now been impaneled. Witnesses have been called, and crucially, Martin has notified Judge Robert C.I. McBurney that the Department of Justice seeks access to the ballots and the corresponding envelopes now in the custody of Fulton County Clerk of Court, Che Alexander. The signal is clear. Transparency cannot be outsourced to press releases. It must be tested against the paper itself. And he goes on to say, and this is true, some people are like, well, that was 5 years ago. Why are we worried about that? Yet from 2020 to today, Fulton County has fought to prevent citizens, credentialed experts, and now the DOJ from seeing what the law now says the public may see. There's the problem. I thought we were going to be transparent. And now we can't even see the very pieces of paper that these things happen on. But there were witnesses who signed sworn affidavits that there were perfect ovals like filled out by computer. Okay? Huh? The Georgia legislature then passed a statute that allows the public to inspect paper ballots. Still, Fulton blocks the door. Why spend 5 years and millions of dollars to prevent voters from looking at 148,000 ballots you insist are perfectly fine? The question answers itself when a public body prefers opacity to vindication. Something other than truth is being protected. This goes way back. This has a lot of players: Gabriel Sterling, Brad Raffensperger, Brian Kemp, on it goes, folks. But the bottom line is, we are now seeing this play out. In March 2021, Judge Brian Amero conditionally unsealed the Fulton absentee ballots upon acceptance of a strict plan for secure handling. By May 21st, 2021, he signed an order authorizing supervised inspection by plaintiff's experts. With the inspection days away, Fulton County, newly lawyered up, filed motions to dismiss. They did not want Garland Favorito's team looking at it. The results, they filed the motions to dismiss in October of 2021. Judge Amero dismissed the case for lack of standing. Isn't that interesting? He had ruled one way. Why did he ever then dismiss it for lack of standing? The result was perverse. The ballots were technically unsealed by prior order, yet the petitioners never touched them. The boxes remained in the custody of Clerk Che Alexander, secured in a county facility and preserved under court order beyond ordinary retention schedules because the plaintiffs appealed. The appeal changed the law. In October 2022, the Georgia Supreme Court issued a landmark decision in the Sons of Confederate Veterans versus Henry County. I'll never forget this. Sons of Confederate Veterans. The court held that Georgians, as community stakeholders, can have standing to sue when local officials fail to follow the law. See, you, the common citizen, you have standing. Somebody asked if George was around. Felix, George, he's down closer to, what's that? Colorado Springs, I think. So he's a couple hours. So I'm going to be hunting the mountains. So I was over west. I was hunting some BLM land, but that wasn't panning out. So now I'm going to hunt some National Forest Service land to the north of here. So we'll see how it goes. I just still can't believe all the people in the woods here in Colorado. Some of them, it's just like there's dispersed camping on this BLM land. Like all these dispersed campsites are full, and then the muzzleloader season running along with that. That's the thing, Douglas. George doesn't want to carry elk anymore. He doesn't even want to go out there. I'm going to tell you something. George is a little bit of a pansy. You can go tell him that. You can go on his X account. Say, hey, George, I thought you were going elk hunting. Where are you, George? I'm telling you. George, if you're watching this stream, and you might be, I'm in Silverthorne, Jeff. I'm in Silverthorne. So if any of you want to help me pack out an elk, or you want to, we can do a 2-person calling setup. You just let me know. But this is great because I believe we're finally going to see these ballots that have been secured. I told George that shared suffering is a way to draw people together. He just laughed at me. Okay? Douglas George is a pansy. Michelle, you're great. I said, and he just laughed. We were texting back and forth. And I said, George, shared suffering brings people together. You know, it does. It does. Okay. One of these days, I got to tell the story. And I'm going to do I want to do a video with my kids who were with me on this trip. But my son Nathan and my daughter Rebecca and I went to the mountains. And I won't give you all the details because they get too long. I can help you eat the elk, I bet. So, anyways, long story short, we ended up through a series of unfortunate events, and we're using a mapping software on the phone. The phone died, and we ended up spending a night in the mountains. It was me, my son, and my daughter, and we did not have the gear for it because we didn't bring extra stuff in our packs. We were just going to pack out elk meat. We were pretty confident we were getting an elk that day. And we spent a night, it was 20 some degrees, and it was cold, wet snow. And we were already soaked, so we're wet, we're cold. And I am telling you what, I mean, we huddled tight. We just huddled tight. And we made it through that night, and we got out the next day. And, after enough coffee and heated seats, we warmed ourselves back up. But it was quite the deal. It was, I'll give you something interesting because you said scary. It was, although it wasn't. For some reason, I wasn't scared. I knew we were going to make it through the night. I just, felt bad that we were in that situation. But what was interesting is my daughter Rebecca, she remained calm through the whole thing. And I asked her, I said, I said, Rebecca, I said, you really handled that all very well. What was going through your mind? She said, and get this, folks, because this is big. She said, well, Daddy, you weren't freaking out, and Nathan wasn't freaking out, so I didn't think I needed to freak out. And that was that. And so our peace, our calm in the midst of a storm, means hey Canada next try. I can't believe that comment. You guys, every once in a while I'll catch a comment. It was crazy, but I just it was a crazy experience. It was the first time I went elk hunting, and they were just I'm not gonna catch the trivia, Daniel. It's tomorrow night anyways. I won't even be here. I'm getting out of here. 777 of you on. That's like the number of perfection times like tripled. Like 7's the number of perfection, and I got 777 viewers on. We need 777 likes. We've only got 633 likes. Everybody smash the likes quick. Then we'd have 777 likes and 777 people on. That's crazy. Yes, Rebecca's the one that has red hair. Yes. And yeah, who was able to cast her first vote for Donald J. Trump. So, anyways, I love y'all. I'm not going to keep you any longer. Do check out Birch Gold. Do check out, text Lumberjack to 989-898 to get your free info kit on gold and silver. But also do go support Mike Lindell. What's the 800 number, Michelle? Can you post that? I always tell people to call the 800 number. It works better. Was it 1-800? Oh, why am I forgetting it? I say it all the time. It's the correct color blue you need to be careful with. What the heck is it? 1-800-568-2865, or is it 586-2865? Come on, somebody knows. Somebody knows the Lumberjack pillow number. 1-800-568-2865. 1-800-568-2865. Folks, thanks for joining. You guys, I'm almost considering going to Charlie Kirk's service myself. I don't know how feasible it is with my hunting, and then I want to get back home, and then I've got my hunting trip with my buddy on the SWAT team on the Minneapolis PD. So I don't know, but I got an invite for it, and it'd be good to see. I mean, Charlie was, yeah, what a dude, what a stud, seriously. Anyways, smash that like on the way out, and I love y'all. Keep fighting the good fight. Hold the faith. Keep the faith. Hold the line. Anyways, and just a warning about the Block Hotel and Commons in Silverthorne, Colorado. You might get tranny trivia. So, I mean, if there's drag trivia, just, what on earth? I mean, I'm gonna find somebody I can share Jesus with. There's got to be people here. I love y'all. All right, peace out.